Black Excellence Awardees, congratulations. You may now take your seat. What is Black excellence? Black excellence is more than black girl magic or black boy joy, although those are embodied in this space. Black excellence is more than Wakanda forever, although surely it is a powerful thing. Black excellence is young people achieving things their ancestors only dreamed of. Black excellence is Lumen scholars, Phi Beta Kappa recipients, scholarship recipients, student leaders, and academic achievement. Black excellence is senior leaders working together to implement recommendations to enhance the experience of black faculty, staff, and students. But allow me to illuminate some aspects of black excellence that seldom get lifted up. Black excellence is the housekeepers in your residence halls and academic spaces who clean up after you and make Elon a pristine home. Black excellence is the physical plant employees who manicure the grounds at Elon so that you can take pride in your school. Black excellence is the dining hall staff who prepare your meals and greet you with a warm smile and an affirming head nod. Black excellence is dedicated staff who stay late into the evenings and come in on the weekends just to make sure your programs that serve you are of the highest quality. Black excellence is the countless hours spent by black faculty mentoring, lesson planning, grading, and meeting with students one-on-one. Black excellence is parents and caregivers who speak with you once a week, and for some of you every night, to share a simple "I love you, I am proud of you, and this too shall pass." Black excellence is the alumni base who sacrifice to give back so that your experience is better than theirs. Black excellence is the village that it took to get you to this point in your lives. You see, while we celebrate academic achievement and excellence in the Elon experiences today, it is always good to be reminded that Black excellence lives in the people who create it. It is around us, it is within us, and it is woven into the very fabric of this great university. Good evening, and welcome to the 25th Annual Phillips-Perry Black Excellence Awards ceremony. My name is Tyrone Jean, and I serve as the Assistant Dean of Students and Director in the Center for Race, Ethnicity, and Diversity Education, most lovingly known to the students as the CREED, and formerly known to some alumni as the Multicultural Center. We are so glad that you all have opted to spend your evening here with us today. We just concluded a special dinner where two of our very own, Ms. Sandra Reed and Ms. Marilyn Slade, were honored for their service to the Black community here at Elon. We heard a powerful message from Elon alumnus Shantia Coley, class of 2007, who reminded us that self-care is not optional. I am extremely delighted to continue this evening with you, honoring the many accolades of our Black student community. However, before I go further, I must emphasize that we are celebrating several milestones this year. Not only is it the 25th anniversary of this award ceremony, we are celebrating 55 years of Black students on Elon's campus. In 1993, LaTanya Richmond, class of '87, was the director of the then Multicultural Center, which is also known as the CREED today, and she developed and implemented the first Black Excellence Awards Banquet. The mission of Black Excellence Awards is to recognize, celebrate, and affirm the presence of Black students at Elon University. Approved by the University Board of Trustees, the annual Black Excellence Awards Banquet was named on April 22, 2006. To honor former Elon students Glenda Phillips Hightower, the first Black student to attend Elon College in 1963, and Eugene Perry, the first Black student to graduate from Elon College in 1969. We are fortunate to have both these namesakes with us tonight. Ms. Glenda Phillips Hightower and Mr. Eugene Perry. To our trailblazers, thank you so much for being courageous and bold in your journeys. Without you, there is no Black excellence. At the beginning of the academic year, in this very room, I was introduced to the university community, and as I shared my excitement to be here at Elon, I mentioned that I stood on the shoulders of giants. To those giants, Ms. LaTanya Richmond, Dr. Leon Williams, Ms. Melissa Jordan, and Dr. Randy Williams, thank you for continuing the legacy of Black excellence and passing the torch on to me. Over the years, the Phillips-Perry Black Excellence Program has grown in both its standards for excellence as well as its participants. In addition to hearing about students' high academic achievements, we will see brilliance in the Elon experiences, scholarship, and athletics. The planning committee, led by Brandon Bell, has been working on this event for months, so I'd like to offer a sincere thank you to the committee for making this event come together. Now I would like to bring to the podium one of our brightest scholars, Kenneth Brown, the 28th. It is apparent that Kenneth needs no introduction. The 2018-2019 student body president. He will introduce our head Phoenix, Dr. Connie Book, president of Elon University.
Thank you. Wow, Dean Ty, I got chills. Man, shoot. Whew. Good evening, y'all. So, my name is Kenneth Brown, Jr. I am a junior human service studies major from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I currently serve as the student body president of Elon University. I've been on the job for a little over a month, so I'm fairly new, and the person I am introducing tonight is also fairly new to her position as well. Dr. Connie Ledoux Book began her tenure as Elon's president on March 1st, 2018, bringing more than 20 years of higher education leadership to the university. She was named Elon's 9th president after serving as provost of the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, where she led the creation of new programs in nursing, engineering, cybersecurity, and advanced STEM education, and forged new partnerships with businesses and government partners, including Boeing and Google. With her support, the college reached record enrollment for African American, female, and Latino first-year students. Prior to the Citadel, President Book served for 16 years here at Elon as an Elon faculty member and senior administrator, contributing to Elon's development, has a prominent national university and coordinating many things, including the creation of the Elon Commitment Strategic Plan, which we're in the 9th year of, the establishment of the Student Professional Development Center, the creation of the Residential Campus Plan, the development of the Study USA program, and the growth of civic engagement initiatives, and many, many more than my LinkedIn page. She is the author of Digital Television, DTV, and the Consumer, the first book dedicated to understanding how the transition from analog to digital television impacted consumers. She has appeared on panels at the Federal Communications Commission and the National Association of Broadcasters, and testified before the U.S. Senate Commerce Committee. The granddaughter of Louisiana cotton sharecroppers, President Book has a deep belief in the transformative opportunities of higher education and a primary commitment to student growth and development. It's my pleasure to introduce Elon's 9th president, Dr. Connie Ledoux Book.
Thank you, Kenneth, for that lovely introduction. Good evening and welcome to all of you, and congratulations at our 25th annual Phillips-Perry Black Excellence Awards. I'm sincerely proud to greet all of you tonight and say a few words. When Kenneth introduced me, he mentioned that my parents were children of cotton sharecroppers out of Louisiana. And I spoke right here to parents a few weeks ago and then to alumni in Atlanta, and I'll just share one of the stories that I told them about my youth and how it changed my view of the world. So I'm one of 9 kids, and my mom had 9 kids in 11 years. And I'm number 6, and my dad went to school, joined the Air Force so that he could go to school on the GI Bill when he finished serving. And at the time, they were trying to make sure we had good science teachers. So he majored in physics and taught high school math and physics. And with 9 kids and my mom a nurse, they realized in order for us to all be able to go to college, that he would need to advance himself professionally. And there was an opportunity for him to go to graduate school on a federal program and earn a PhD. And it was available at 7 different universities, none of them in Louisiana. And so we had a family meeting and we picked Oregon, and I was 6 years old at the time. So we are literally pulling out of the driveway in the station wagon, and my youngest brother is 6 weeks old. My mom's holding him, and I'm in the best spot. I'm in the middle of the front seat. And my mom says to my dad, "I'm scared." And when you're 6 years old and your mother says she's scared, you don't forget that. And I quickly looked at my dad to see what my dad would say, and my dad said the worst thing possible. He said, "I'm scared too." And then my dad, in a moment I won't forget, my dad looked over his shoulder at all of us and said, "You know, this is important for the future of our family, and we're together, and we're going to school." And I think about that moment and how it changed all of our lives. And 5 of us now are in the field of education in some way. And it really is a remarkable thing that in the United States of America, that we can get an education, learn something new, and change our future forever, and our family's future forever, and the next generation and the next generation. Very powerful. So I'm very proud to be here at Elon, where I get to witness that come true. This summer I read a powerful book. It was called Small Craft Advisory. And it was a book by a North Carolinian, Lewis Rubin, who would have found a university press, Algonquin Books, at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And he wrote about learning to sail a boat. And he's 14 years old, and he writes, "I decided I was going to build a sailboat." And all of his friends are like, "There's no way you can build a sailboat." And he wants to sail it in the Atlantic Ocean, just where the Ashley River outside of Charleston and the Atlantic Ocean come together. And that point is bumpy. It's very treacherous. And he gets his supplies together, and he builds that boat. Even though the odds were against him, he climbs in the boat. He sails it out to that treacherous point. It makes it. His mother is standing on the shoreline, fretting that it's not going to make it, but he makes it. And he describes that moment where he had an idea, built a boat, put it in the water, sailed into that rough stream as a liberating act. And that liberating act and the realization that he could do something and build it and make it happen would be the energy that would allow him to be successful later in life. And so he did that at 14 years old. And we each tonight have our own liberating acts. It could have been coming to Elon. I bet it was for Glenda and Eugene, a liberating act to come to Elon. But I'll also say that your attendance at Elon was a liberating act for this institution, right? It allowed us to set a new course where we welcome people. We embrace the richness of the world. As complex as it is, we embrace it. And your leadership and your liberating act set a new course for this university, so thank you for that. So I'd like to talk about a moment that I had at the Citadel. In the introduction, Kenny shared that I had left Elon to go become the provost at the Citadel, which is a military college. It's a senior military college. I was the first woman to do that, and in that role, I carried the rank Brigadier General. And I say, if you're going to wear a uniform, it's good to wear a general's uniform. So this is June 2015, and I arrive just a few weeks after a horrific murder in Charleston, South Carolina. It happened at Emmanuel AME Church on a Wednesday night. A racist, full of hate, murdered 8 people who were worshiping in a church there. And the city was in shock and grief, deeply wounded, and I arrived 2 weeks after that. And as I was preparing to go, people were calling me and letting me know that several employees at the Citadel had family members that had died that night. So one of the first tasks I had at the Citadel was to be measured for my uniform by Miss Eartha Brown, who ran the tailor shop on campus. So the Citadel, everybody wears a uniform, so you have a tailor shop. And right before I went into that appointment, I was briefed that Miss Brown's niece had been killed by Dylan Roof. And so when I met her, I said, Miss Brown, I'm very sorry, and I know that nothing will ever be the same. And then Miss Brown, who had a look of grief and sadness in her face, she looked at me, and I was on a dais, a stand, getting measured, and she stood up and she looked at me and she said, and she had that grief and fatigue in her face, and she said, well, General Book, when I'm tempted to believe nothing will ever change, here I am measuring the first woman to serve as the general at the Citadel. So I have hope today, General Book. And I had a moment there, and that's when I realized, oh, it's not about me. It was about her. I didn't realize that that was going to be important for her. So I'm standing on the dais, and I don't, okay, so I have to wear an Army uniform. It was adopted in 1954, right? So people in the military are laughing, or they know. All right, so 1954, the uniform, and it's still the same. And so I'm standing there in front of the mirror, and Miss Brown is measuring the skirt, and I said, could I have that 2 inches above the knee? And then I said, maybe a little tighter in the hip, too. And she said, no, ma'am, we can't do that. And in that moment, Miss Brown was my teacher. She was helping me be successful. She knew what I didn't realize, and that's wearing that uniform and being the first woman to do that, and a general, that people were going to be watching to see how I wore that uniform. And that nothing should distract them from, I needed to wear it like the standard said, and it needed to shine, and it needed to look just right, so nothing distracted them from the work that I was doing. That there couldn't be any criticism about that uniform. And I offer that because in that moment, Miss Brown, she was an important teacher, and she also was invested in my success. And how grateful I am for that. And it reminded me that teachers are all around us, all the time, and all I have to do is listen, right? So their acts of bravery, their acts of courage are great teachers. So look around and listen, because we'll find it there. I think about when I read the history of Elon, and I think about what Glenda and Eugene did for our university. They are great teachers. And your opportunity here at Elon, this college, and the first president to would say a college for the world. Back in 1889, a college for the world, but quite honestly, it didn't admit African Americans in 1889. So it really wasn't a college for the world at that time. But here we are today, and every day in my work, I'm committed to making it a college for the world. And I'm very grateful that you believed in us. I'm grateful that you believed in us and that you sought your education here, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished. We have more work to do. I've been talking a lot about the next strategic plan. So in the fall, we'll commence working on that strategic plan. It's really important that your voices are part of that so that we can continue to make the improvements we need to make as an institution. So I'm excited for tonight. I'm excited to work with the great example that Ty and Cheryl Miller-Dice and Sylvia Munez and Brandon Bell and all of the folks at the Creed Center do for Elon. I'm excited about our future and where we're headed. I'm also really excited tonight to hear these awards as they're called and to hear about the work that all of you are doing. That is, it's the work of our students and of our alumni. That is Elon. That's Elon. You are Elon. You know, your last name is Elon. So when you go out and you do good work in the world, and people will say, oh, and they went to Elon. Just like Tia tonight at that podium, I thought, that's Elon, right? It's beautiful to see that, a young person and where they are 10 years later. So congratulations on the Lumen Prize, the Fulbright Prize, Phi Beta Kappa, honors thesis, fellows projects. I was reading the list today. Undergraduate research, student government, internships, graduate school, employment. The other E word we like. So I'm excited to hear, and I'm excited about the next chapter in your lives. Where will you build your boat? What is your boat? What is that liberating act? You know, what will you take? Where will you head? Great minds, great skills, a great Elon education. I'm extremely optimistic about what the future holds. So congratulations. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cameron Davis. I'm the current president of the Elon Black Alumni Network. And I, along with the alumni in this room, if I could ask the alumni to stand up to be recognized really quickly. Thank you. We're excited that all of you eventually become part of our family. You're already a part of our family, but become a part of our alumni family really soon. Established in 1993, the mission of the Black Excellence Awards Banquet is to recognize, celebrate, and affirm the presence of Black students at Elon University. Approved by the Elon University Board of Trustees, the annual Black Excellence Award Banquet was named on April 22nd, 2006, to honor former Elon students Glenda Phillips, the first Black student to attend Elon College in 1963, and Eugene Perry, the first Black student to graduate from Elon College in 1969. Students enrolled at Elon University as full-time undergraduate students with a minimum of 12 semester hours of academic coursework and a cumulative grade point average of 3.20 or higher. You are some smart young people. Are eligible for this award. There are 3 Academic Excellence Awards categories: Maroon, Gold, and Phoenix. And now I'd like to invite up Ms. Shana Winstead, and she will begin with the Maroon awardees.
Good evening. My name is Shana Winstead, class of 2003, and I have the pleasure of announcing the Maroon Club. Janae Austin, Alexa Bear, Asan Berry, Kenneth Brown, Rachel Brown, Lauren Brunson, Haley Burton, Alonzo C, Justice Coltrane, Jaden Dakwa, Ashanti Desagust, Michaela Edwards. And you all may stand when I call your name, so that we. So if I've already called your name, you may go ahead and stand. Yes. And we'll call. All right. Jalen Green. Kayla Haley. Brianna Hames. Shanae Harris Lenore. Imani Henderson. Chantrice Howard. Olivia Jacquier. Brian McCullough. Kendra Johnson. Kamaria Majors. Jordan McAtee. Jordan McCrae. Sarah Deritu. Simon Peter Agata. Jessica Perry. I have the long list, hold on. Felicia Robinson. Aaliyah Rogers. Sierra C. Wright. Kenneth Sharp. Eliza Singleton. Samuel Smith. Yannick Tumasi. And Oli Udo. Aaron Wilkins. And Raven Young. Congratulations to the Maroon Club. And now I would like to invite Eden Esters Brown to this podium.
Good evening. My name is Eden Esters Brown. I am a faculty member in the music department and a proud member of the class of 2007. And it is my pleasure to introduce the gold awardees. These students have achieved between a 3.5 and a 3.79. I ask that you please stand and remain standing when you're called. Okay. Nicole Baugh. Judah Brown. Zena Burwell. Tyler Campbell. Bernadette Cooper. Mylacia Cross. Trent Dodson. David Duncan. Noah Dyson. Brianna Edwards. Brianna Elder. Kiera Irvin. Destiny Frett. Natalie Green. Michelle Harlan. Abdul Malik Harrison. Janaea Jones. Jasmine Jones. Kimberly Jones. Latan Jordan. Romello Knight. Derek Luster. Stephanie Intim. Mariatu Okonofoa. Ayo Onasanya. Bolarji Ocean. Ariane Payne. Erica Richmond. Kara Rollick. Sydney Simmons. Shalicia Simpson. Malakia Sims Winfrey. Anisha Smith. Alana Solomon Dodson. Erica Swinney. Kayla Tullock. Jordan Vaugh. Sean Weber. And Hannah Webster. Congratulations. I'd now like to welcome Dr. Renita Webb.
Good evening. I am Dr. Renita Webb, and I am a member of the class of 2004. You hear that silence? We're here somewhere. I am so honored to be able to read the names of the Phoenix Club members. All of these students have a 3.8 to 4.0 average. And because of all of that melanated excellence, I am reading every single name on my list, whether they're here or not. We shall be the village that's going to clap for them in their absentia, because I'm sure they're somewhere being amazing. Clap, even if they don't stand, like the first one, to be ready. Gabrielle Elise Beeman. See what I mean? Everybody knows she's somewhere doing something awesome. Michaela Danielle Benton. Sydney Nicole Brown. Anissa Marie Cooper. Marta Louise Gilletta. Kirsten Lee Drawn. Maya Dale Eaglin. Petra Marie Burrell Edwards. Kayla Marie Irvin. Caitlin Rebecca Fowler. Dana M. Knowles. LaShandranique Love Marshall. Taylor Noel McFadden. Trey Markel McMichael. I almost feel like I should read his name twice. Naya Vernell Spearman. Yes, Village. This is great. Jewel Coriana Tillman. Maurice Blaine Tose. Chandler Alexis Vaughn. Alexis Michaela Williams. Jordan Laurice Simone Williams. Sydney Nicole Wilson. And just because I want to feel that kind of love, Dr. Renita L. Webb. Thank you. Let's give another round of applause to all of our Black Excellence recipients. Thank you.
And I had to follow that. Good evening, everyone. I am Randy Williams, Associate Vice President for Campus Engagement and Assistant Professor at Elon University. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's not about me tonight, it's all about you, the Black excellence before my eyes here. So I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to extend awards, well-deserved and earned awards to the recipients at this moment. So we have some special awards to give out at this time, and we will get right into it. So the awards that I will be giving out are in two categories. The first category will be for students with the highest grade point average in their class. So I'll be giving 4 awards in that category. So the highest first-year GPA recipient award goes to Chandler Alexis Vaughn. Next is the highest second year or sophomore award, and that goes to Petra Marie Burrell Edwards. Our third year or junior GPA, high GPA award goes to LaShandranique Love Marshall. And to the senior, the highest GPA award goes to Gabrielle Elise Beeman. The next set of awards are for our student athletes. And these awards are for students with the highest GPA amongst the student athlete population. The female award goes to Naya Spearman, women's soccer. Sorry. She deserved that. She need to come forward before everybody, right? Absolutely, absolutely, Naya. And the male recipient is Tyler Stanley, baseball. Now I call to the podium our provost, Dr. Stephen House.
I'm honored to be here. One of my jobs is to light a fire of passionate curiosity and excellence in students, and boy, do I feel that fire tonight. So thank you very much. So Elon is widely recognized as the preeminent university in the country for engaged and experiential learning. The following students were selected for their distinction in one or more of the 5 Elon experiences: internships, leadership, service and civic engagement, study abroad or study USA, and undergraduate research. So we will start with internships. The nominator of this awardee writes, "This student is currently completing her student teaching experience in a 5th grade classroom within a Title I school in the Alamance-Burlington school system. In this internship, she recognizes the critical importance of building relationships with her students in order to fully appreciate the cultural backpacks that they bring with them each day into her classroom. She truly understands the importance of 21st century skills and is extremely purposeful in her planning and assessment to ensure her students are engaging in meaningful tasks and reflecting on their own progress. Throughout her internship, this student has demonstrated what our hope is for each of our graduates: the ability to transfer the knowledge and skills learned in the Elon classroom to the professional field and real-world experience. She is a true teacher leader, and her future students will be fortunate to learn from her. The awardee for excellence in internships is Victoria Parrish." Congratulations, Victoria. Next, we have leadership. The nominator of this awardee writes, "This student exemplifies what it means to be both a leader and a civically engaged citizen. On February 23, this student hosted a significant benefit concert to raise money for Caribbean island hurricane relief. The event featured 7 musical performances, as well as a menu inspired by the countries and cultures impacted by Hurricane Maria. The benefit concert not only raised funds for several groups, including the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, the International Relief Team, and the Unidos Por Puerto Rico, but also brought together more than 15 different campus organizations in support of this cause. The best part of it all, it was not part of a class. It was not part of a senior project or an internship. In his words, it was a passion project. Having worked alongside this student for 3.5 years, I can attest to his commitment to social change and the impact his leadership has had throughout the campus and beyond. The awardee for excellence in leadership is Kelsey Batchelor." Service and civic engagement. The nominator of this awardee writes, This student's work with the Loy Farm demonstrates the deep and sustainable impact that consistent civic engagement can yield. Having served as a program participant and now leader in the Loy Farm, she has contributed greatly to the planting, maintaining, and harvesting of thousands of pounds of produce each year, which directly provides fresh produce for those who experience food insecurity in the Burlington and Alamance communities. Working in direct collaboration with Campus Kitchen and allied churches for Alamance County, this student serves as an advocate for those affected by food insecurity and as an educator about the various social issues interconnected with those suffering from hunger. It is rare for a student to have the sustained commitment that this student has demonstrated for so many years, and doing this essentially outdoors through all 4 seasons. Her work goes well beyond a single event or a week. She is a true model of service and civic engagement for other students. The awardee for excellence in service and civic engagement is Abby Robinson. Study abroad. The nominator of this awardee writes, "This student's application and integration of the lessons learned during her experience in Chile is a prime example of the transformative impact of study abroad. Double majoring in English and Spanish and a 2016 Lumen Scholar, this student's experience abroad helped foster a more global approach in her research on the dynamic nature of the Afrocentric plays and the nuanced components determining their success and failure. A newly inducted member of Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society, she demonstrates her global readiness, academic prowess, and leadership in all facets of her collegiate career. The influence of her global experience can be seen in the most recent scholastic endeavors through her research in my African literature class. Having just recently presented her research at SURF, this student accomplishes focused research, yet keeps it in a more global frame to communicate the connections effectively. She has developed the critical thinking skills in the areas of cultural analysis and intercultural understanding that we hope all participants in study abroad acquire. The awardee for excellence in study abroad is Alexis Williams. The 5th award is for undergraduate research. The nominator of this awardee writes, "A participant of the summer undergraduate research experience at Elon and a recipient of a scholarship from the undergraduate research program, this student's aptitude for research and scholarship is outstanding. This student's research has earned her the honor of being named one of the year's 10 Provost Scholars. Her research on the psychological impact of major injury on collegiate student athletes provides valuable information to healthcare professionals seeking to enhance care for those suffering from injuries. This student has presented her research to Elon's Family Council and will present her research at both the Southern Regional Chapter meeting and the National Conference of the American College of Sports Medicine." Very, very impressive. Our honoree has already begun to distinguish herself as an emerging talented researcher and promising scholar practitioner. As she prepares to finish her honors thesis for publication and prepares for graduate study in physical therapy, it is clear that this student will be a leader in the field. The awardee for excellence in undergraduate research is Sydney Brown.
right. Hello, everyone. Good. All right. First, I need to introduce myself. My name is Aliana Harrison, class of 2008, and I am the scholarship co-chair for the Elon Black Alumni Network, and I also serve as the associate director of Residence Life for Residence Education and Community Development here at Elon. First, I would love to ask all alumni present in the room to please join me, if able, in the front at the podium as I prepare to award this year's EBAN scholarship recipient. All alum, don't make me have to point you out. Thank you. We have the fun part of the program with the big check. Thank you all. Oh, they're still coming. Everybody good? Great. Wonderful. Alum, thank you all for attending tonight's event and standing with me as we show support not only for our scholarship recipient, but for all of the Black Elon students who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement tonight. Students, first, congratulations again, and please know that we are so proud of you collectively. And as we stand here tonight, Elon and the Office of Advancement talks about being a partner, advocate, and investor in the university. And please know that on behalf of the Elon Black Alumni Network, that we stand with you here representing the 2,000 plus Black alumni who have walked across this campus throughout the 55 years following our lovely trailblazers in this room. And we are partners and advocates and investors not only in Elon, but in your experience. And please never forget that. And we are so excited for you to join our network and family. On behalf of EBAN, as I said before, we are so proud of your accomplishments and the legacies that you are continuing to build here at Elon as I listen tonight to all of the different accolades and the research that you are doing. Please know that, again, you have a vast alumni network that is dedicated not only to your success, but are excited to be part of your Elon experience while you're even here. Intended to make an Elon education available to deserving Black students, the Elon Black Alumni Network Scholarship was founded and established in 2007. Thanks to the many pledges and gifts from the EBAN members and friends of the university, the scholarship was endowed in just 3 years. To date, alumni and friends have donated over $275,000 to the EBAN Scholarship Fund. The scholarship is awarded annually to a high-achieving African-American student. This year, the scholarship will be awarded in a one-time allotment of $11,500. Sitting here tonight re-energized me for the work that we all do and the story that we get to tell about our current Black students here at Elon and to our alumni base around how and why we want to continue to give and give, so that way you all can continue in studying abroad and using that fund, because our ultimate goal is to get to a full ride scholarship sponsored by the Elon Black Alumni Network. And we all know tuition's a little high. The scholarship committee, which is comprised of alum from all the different decades across the past 55 years, had the opportunity to review essay questions where we asked students about their perceptions on issues facing Elon Black students today and what they hope to see change over time in the next 20 years here at Elon. We also had the opportunity to do in-person interviews with several of our finalists just a few weeks ago upstairs in Mosley. We are excited to announce that this year's scholarship recipient of the 2018 EBAN scholarship is Jordan Vaugh, class of 2020.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Buffy Longmire Avital. I'm an associate professor in the psychology department, and I have the great honor of being the coordinator of African and African American studies here at Elon. I was just joking that they always put me on after the big award. I can offer you some books and a gift card. But if they want to increase my budget, I would totally go that big in awards, just saying. Before I get to the award, it is my honor to announce the winner of our essay contest. For the third consecutive year, the African American Studies program, in partnership with other departments at the university, has held the Lane Critical Race Consciousness Essay Contest. This contest was named in honor of Dr. Prudence Lane, who's an associate professor in the English department, and she was also the longtime coordinator for African American Studies. As we say, standing on the shoulders of giants, I am very much aware of the fact that I stand humbly on the shoulder of a giant. Not only was she the coordinator for 10 years, but she saw the increase in African American studies visibility, importance on this campus. She also acquired space that I so greatly appreciate. And for students who have not had the pleasure of taking a course from her, you are missing out, because she will open your eyes and you will never see the world the same way again, and you will be inspired to make lasting change. And I see her in the back room, so if she would just stand. I know she hates when I do this, but thank you, Prudence. This contest was created to give students an opportunity to critically reflect on the work of a scholar or artist and explore how that work engages a critical race framework. Students who participate in this contest are then given the opportunity to join the featured scholar or artist in a masterclass luncheon in the spring. This year, in collaboration with the Philosophy Department and the Center for the Study of Religion, Culture, and Society, we welcomed hip-hop artist and activist Brother Ali. The winner of this year's contest eloquently and frankly captured the problem with whiteness and the ways Brother Ali uses his music to tackle what we know, yet we hesitate to talk about. His writing impressed the judges of this year's essay contest with excerpts such as this, and I quote, "Through tracks like Uncle Sam Goddamn and Morning in America, Ali crafts coherent, socially conscious messages that tackle the very topics that white America desperately works to avoid. In Before They Called You White, Ali dissects the concept of whiteness not through an invalidation or self-deprecation of his own whiteness, but through the lens of empathy, both for himself and for others. This is an incredibly difficult task to accomplish, as the abstraction of whiteness, detached from the empirical understanding of mere skin color, is extremely difficult to define. Very few white identifying individuals place themselves in spaces where their whiteness is challenged for definition. A reason being that one cannot effectively dissect whiteness without simultaneously dissecting privilege. And white people seldom want to speak of unearned privilege. It is much easier to avoid these discussions than to have them. For the very essence of privilege is never having to think about it, never having to present arguments for the validity of your existence. Please join me in congratulating, and I'm going to ask him to stand, the 2017-2018 Lane Critical Race Consciousness Essay winner, Nathan Jones. The Wilhelmina Boyd African American Studies Scholar Award was created in the spring of 2008 to honor the work and contributions of Wilhelmina Boyd's 18 years of service to Elon University and African American Studies. Each spring, the Wilhelmina Boyd Award is selected with the help of the advisory committee and affiliated faculty of the African American Studies, and is given to a graduating senior who embodies the value and spirit of Professor Boyd's work and life, excellence and commitment in research, scholarship, and service to the study of Black communities in the United States and abroad. When I asked affiliated faculty for a few words to describe this year's winner, I was overwhelmed by all the rich and powerful esteem that they all held for this remarkable student. One faculty member stated, "Their personal strengths are as impressive as their intellectual accomplishments. They were ready to explore beyond their comfort zone and open to learn from the Ghanaian culture as well as the Ghanaian dance movements, thereby challenging their own ability. Their cheerful nature and openness to feedback means that they are always learning and continuing to grow as a learner." Another staff member remarked that they have been a valuable member of the Elon community as a social justice activist, a leader among the Divine Nine, and an advocate for Black student development in their role with the Black Student Union. Their activism is rooted in their desire for equity for all people, especially those who are marginalized because of social identities. They served as the president of the National Pan-Hellenic Council to support all of the member organizations and to apply their activism for the groups when needed. Earlier this spring, this impressive student hosted the first Black senior soiree as part of the BSU Legacy Project. I hope she is here and in the room. You all know. I think we all share in the belief that we are just at the beginning of seeing the wonderful contributions that this student will continue to make for the Elon community and beyond. So I will end using Angela Davis's iconic words. Janae Williams, thank you for no longer accepting the things you cannot change and changing the things you cannot accept.
Good evening, everyone. How are we feeling? Congratulations again. I'm so proud of all of you all and so thankful to be able to call you my colleagues and friends. I was given the wonderful honor of delivering the senior charge at this year's Black Excellence Awards, and it truly is an honor to be able to share my words with you all. So we're going to start. Here we go. Lower this a little bit. I'm small. So senior year demands a lot. Capstone classes, leadership roles, finding post-grad plans. Most of all, it demands reflection, especially as the countdown to graduation draws near. This year, I have been sort of forced to look back on how I've spent my time here at Elon. I've had a host of amazing adventures and achieved so much more than I would have imagined. I was blessed to go abroad to Chile, receive the Lumen Prize, lead the Black Student Union, among many other wonderful experiences, all for which I give the glory to God. I can cross that stage on May 19th at 9:15 a.m., knowing that I'm leaving Elon with not only a diploma, but also memories that I will share with my children and my grandchildren. While I am confident that my time at Elon was well utilized and beneficial, I will also leave with a few regrets. I, and I imagine all of you, came into college with expectations of who I would be, who I would meet, and what I would do at this stage of my life. What I didn't realize until later in my college career is that I also brought a lot of fear with me to Elon. I feared not making friends and loneliness. I feared failure. I ultimately feared that Elon wasn't a place I belonged. While all of that worry and anxiety were normal responses to being in college, what I regret the most is letting fear hinder me from living the fullness of my days here. I wonder who I would have met if I hadn't had the fear of rejection in the back of my mind. I wonder what I could have created if I had been more open to making mistakes. I think the circumstances of life teach us to fear and become hesitant where we never would have been. My mom likes to tell this brief story from my childhood when my family went to a Falcons game from Atlanta, ATL. I have no recollection of it myself, but the way she tells it, my dad tried to get my older sister to do the Dirty Bird, which is this touchdown dance from back in the day. And my sister was apprehensive and embarrassed. My 4-year-old self jumped up, yelled, "I'll do it," and proceeded to flap my arms like they would take me into the air. That little girl couldn't spell fear, literally and metaphorically, but I lost sight of her as I grew up. So after saying a lot to say a little, my charge to you all is simple. Do it afraid. I read in a Joyce Meyer book that courage is said to be progress in the presence of fear, and that enjoying what life has to offer comes from doing whatever scares you while you're afraid. Now, I don't mean something wild like jumping in alligator-infested waters. That's a different kind of fear that's keeping you alive. Listen to that one. But if you're worried about succeeding in your new job or grad school, do it afraid. If you don't have any post-grad plans and have to figure out a new plan, do it afraid. If you've been considering joining a club on campus but have been nervous about meeting people, do it afraid. If you've wanted to go abroad but the thought of being away from everything you know freaks you out, do it afraid. Ultimately, life has so much waiting for each of you, and you won't want to let worry and fear keep you from it. Rest assured, I'm talking to myself as much as I am to you all. As a soon-to-be alumna, new challenges await, and some days I worry how I'll handle them. However, each day I'm striving to live like that little girl trying to fly, joyously with abandon. To wrap up, doing it afraid is not a guarantee. Sometimes you might not get the result you anticipated. If you find that you don't get the outcome you wanted, you still succeeded. Your endeavor was still worth pursuing because the worst anyone can say is no. Even so, I'm learning that if you do get a no, a yes will follow soon from somewhere else. Direction often comes through rejection. Thank you all very much, and congratulations.
I'm a little bigger than Alexis, so I'm going to put this up here. Not much, just a little.
Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your black pride. Get yourself in gear. Keep your stride. Never mind your fears.